I got a new cordless microphone, and I was just wondering it's Bluetooth, so I was wondering how well it picked up.
Oh, okay. Well, good, man. Well, we're actually putting it to the test now because we're live. So, uh, great time in there. And Larry, with all your fantasy winnings, I guess you're able to get equipment to do your podcasting and stuff and being on these live shows and stuff. So that's good, man. So you'll be able to share some information so that other people can make that kind of money too, so they can buy some new stuff, including myself. You know what I'm saying? So I need to buy some new equipment. All right, so let's
Prize
do it.
picks and underdog. That's the way to go.
Yeah, yeah, and that'll help us with the mini league, mini. What is it? The mini draft.
Mini draft.
Yeah, with our daily. So we'll talk about that today. Well, of course, we'll talk about the listener league. The ups and downs of the listener league. We'll talk about that. Uh, Lacey's favorite part of the show, the mini draft. What studs and duds, and we also got to talk waiver wire. But before all that. Calculator will hit off everything with news and notes. But even before that, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go through all our credits and everything. So we thank you for being on. Today is November the 5th. It is election day, 2024. Welcome to the 401 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. As you can see, that's LT in the top left-hand corner. Calculator is in the top right-hand corner.
Greetings and salutations, everyone.
Yes.
I hate to say
Absolutely.
it without Lacey in there because that's her favorite part of the show, but
Yeah. Well, you can greet her when she comes home.
That's right. Hey, wait, when she pops in, that's right. I'll save it for her. You're right.
Yeah. So all the people that are listening right now, they'll be ready for it too. All right, so we're gonna get this party started. Here we go with the credits. And we're back.
We're
All
back.
right, calculator. News and notes, my friend.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to the listener league first.
Listener league, my friend.
Yes, that's right. We just want to go. We're trying to burn time before the fourth part of our podcast joins, and since she's not in the listener league, we'll just go over that real quick. It was a sad day for the calculator. It was one of the it is what it is. Another day, another injury to Chris Olave, but hey. His injury don't happen in the fourth quarter. His injury don't happen in the third quarter. It don't happen in the second. It happens on his first pass. Another concussion, folks. I tell you right now, if you show me a Chris Olave owner, I will show you a guy struggling in his league. Chris Olave, because he's not letting people down ahead of time. He's letting people down while he's in the game. Oh, and it's like, okay, maybe you can come back from that, but then Dak Prescott. One of his hamstring injury, let me down. So hey, he did get 15 points. I can't really complain about that. But it was just in the end. But then underperformance of Breece Hall, the underperformance of the Washington. I thought they would have something, but it was and Calvin Ridley, although he actually outperformed his projections. But what looked like, if you saw the original projections, I thought I had a shot against Mr. 411, but no, Mr. 411 said not today. So he put Mayfield out there above expectations. He put Derrick Henry way above expectations. Saquon Barkley way above. Jahmyr Gibbs hit expectations, but Cade Otton, the Mr. 411 pickup of the week, did his thing. So yeah. Another great performance keeps Mr. 411 at the top of the standings, as you can see. But hey, I'm not gonna stop there. See, what did LT do? He played another nemesis, a guy we all know and love as Robert. Man, LT, why are you doing that to a veterans? We got Veterans Day coming up, and here you are taking advantage of a veteran. Beating him easy. I actually saw Robert's day at work today. I knew he had lost because he wasn't his happy Jules. Usually on Tuesdays, if Robert is happy, I said Robert must have won last week. But yeah, he wasn't as happy this week. So I get that's what happens. But LT, hey, Josh Allen, did what Josh Allen does. Tank Dell, he does. Hey, if Tank Dell doesn't have Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs in the lineup, Tank Dell is going to overproduce expectations. Kenneth Walker III. Hey, you might say kind of a down performance for his standards, but hey, 25 rush attempts. Those are extra points in our book. So he didn't do much on those attempts, but hey, every point counts. Josh Jacobs. I don't know what the deal was with Josh Jacobs, but he hardly played in the second half. I don't know. I don't understand why, because he looked good in the first half. He was the one bright spot of the Green Bay offense, and then they went into pass mode in the second half. Why you go in pass mode in a torrential downpour, I don't understand it. But hey, that's LaFleur for you, and it shows what happens. They get a loss against Detroit, and the Minnesota defense. They made Joe Flacco look like post Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco, just not very good. So, but hey, LT, easy winner. Robert had his AJ Brown hurt in the first half. That hurt him. Just underperformances pretty much throughout. Alexander Madison. I don't get this. Robert puts Alexander Madison, Las Vegas, right down the field. Right, it's 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. Hey, Madison, come on out. Let's put Zamir White in there. So Zamir White gets in there and gets the touchdown. I said, Robert can't win for losing. So Elijah Moore, he was the product of Jameis being bad Jameis this week, not good Jameis. It was a rough day for Robert as he lost to LT. So let's look at the standings. As we look at the standings, 4-1 still in first place by quite a large margin, because even with a loss, he's got a pretty nice, comfortable lead with total points. Hey, Mr. 4-1, your triple option attack, how your running backs are staying healthy, I do not know. It's a freak of nature. How you pick the 3 running backs and don't get injured. It astounds me. But hey, it is what it is. Hey, we blame the fantasy gods when they curse us, and then we got to praise the fantasy gods when they bless us. So Mr. 4-1, he's been doing the praising with that. But hey, Carter's Peanuts still doing his thing. LT, it looks like a dogfight for second place. Medic, Robert's staying in there. CC for whatever that is. I don't know how in the world he's in. How he can have such a low point total but be 5-4 is beyond me. But hey, it looks like there's still some games to go. We've seen it before. All it takes is a little run of luck. Next week, the preview, I'll be going, instead of the first place team, I get the second place team next week.
Oh, wow. Part of your schedule.
Hey, and the projections love the calculator. It just doesn't seem to work out because, hopefully I can have a guy that can last past the first quarter or past, give me a couple, do a Drake London. Hey, I would rather have it do a Nico Collins or a Justin Jefferson, get one of those 90-yard touchdowns and then have the injury. But I haven't been that fortunate this year. Mr. 4-1, you're going against the last place team. We call unfortunately the show, we call him the bye week. So Mr. 4-1's on the bye week this week. And then LT. Oh, LT, are you playing mind games? Or you got some bye weeks coming? Let's look at what LT's doing. LT. Bye. Yes, but look at that.
5 players on bye.
Jacobs, Njoku, Walker the third. Hey, oh my goodness, Larry. Larry. Hey, lucky for you, I will give you some good news I've heard in the news and notes section. So,
and what would that be? Is this week 10?
Yes, it is week 10.
Week 10's on his way. Yeah.
I think you're the guy you traded all those players for might be making an appearance. Now, will it be 50-50 split? Will it be a 40-40, 60-40 split? Don't know. So, so you're not worried at all, LT?
As long as he is healthy, he's on the field.
Okay.
And please reveal who he is when we get to that segment.
Will do. So, and that's it for the listener league review, Mr. 411?
Well, I'm curious, Larry. You're are you prepared to tackle this bye week here?
I'm going to need to work the waiver wire. I'm going to need to work my favorite thing in life, work the waiver wire.
Oh, so that's why LT's tuning in. He wants to hear some live waiver wire breakdowns.
And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Hey, Mr. 401 has been taking the advice to good use, and it's paying off. So
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, hey, make sure you check us out on Instagram, Mr. 411. Same thing on TikTok, Mr. 411. All right. Okay, so that's all for our listener league. We're gonna all minds are clear, and we're gonna move into our next segment. And if I'm correct, calculator, news and notes.
that is correct. We're going to hit that nice nice and quick here. Let's see. It's hard when you're working two screens, folks. So
Yeah, you're doing good, man.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like we alluded to, there is a man by the name of Christian McCaffrey. Word on the street is he is ready to make an appearance. So all those people that have been, waiting for him to join, he's going to be there. He's going to be available now. And the word, like LT alluded to, he said, Shanahan has said if McCaffrey plays, he's going to be on the field. Now, personally, I don't see how you can get a guy that's been out all week and overdo it. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey should be playing this week. I'm going to hit over some. Now we talked. I alluded to the injuries. Dak Prescott, right hamstring. This could. Word on the street, he is on the IR, so that's 4 weeks. Cooper Rush, not a bad backup. He is proven to be pretty good. But what hurts Cooper Rush is CeeDee Lamb, banged up. Oh, and then what did Jerry Jones say? Jerry Jones said, we're going to make a splash at the trade deadline. We're going to get us a receiver. Guess what? They traded a 4th round, and they got a receiver. Does anybody know who that receiver is? Jonathan Mingo, folks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you are interested in Jonathan Mingo, be my guest. That was the big splash. Jerry Jones landed us. Got a Jonathan Mingo. Hey, I'm not playing anybody other than CeeDee Lamb, and that, even with CeeDee Lamb's hurt, he still does decent. But it's one of those things that they're playing the Eagles though, and that's just not a good matchup. But yeah, welcome to the Cowboys, Jonathan Mingo. AJ Brown also said injured his knee. Now, everybody said, oh, it's not an ACL tear. They said, oh, this is pretty good. This is similar to the DK Metcalf injury. Well, Mr. 401, how long has DK Metcalf been out?
Oh, weeks.
Exactly, 2 weeks, and they got back. So
ever since the coffee day.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. It's if it's better than feared, but yet you're still going to miss weeks. That's not going to help people out who have AJ Brown. I am an AJ Brown owner in quite a few leagues. Chris Olave, we talk about the concussion. This is his 5th documented concussion. He was taken off a stretcher to a hospital. Hey, all got his extremities, but folks, I seriously think the Saints fired their head coach, Dennis Allen. The season's pretty much in the toilet. They're going to be playing for the number 1 draft pick next year. They got it. They're overloaded on contract. Heck, they're still paying Drew Brees money that they on his contract. So that just goes to show you what Mickey Loomis has done. Hey, it's great having kicking the can down the road, but eventually you got to pay the piper. Now the Saints are seeing what happens. What they just need to do is just pay the money, get the people off the books, start from scratch, and then see what happens. I think that's why they follow. But I'm going to raise this to you, Mr. 411. What opening is the Saints got a possibly number 1 draft pick, right?
Right.
Saints has an opening in the coaching vacancy. Is there not somebody coming out of next year's draft class that happens to have a relationship with somebody in college, that would be a good pairing. Now I'm just saying it out there. So I mean, do you think it'd be a good idea? Hey, I'm just saying what I'm hearing. I have my ears to the ground. There is a possibility that, hey, I wouldn't mind as a Saints fan bringing the Sanders tandem to the Saints. We saw what Sanders did in Colorado, turned a abysmal program. I think they had 0 wins before Sanders got there. Next year, 4 wins, and then now they're in the Big 12 running to win the Big 12 conference. So hey,
they could win out. They could actually
exactly.
Win.
You look at their schedule; it's very
good.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying. I'm just saying that I would not be opposed to Deion Sanders bringing that not just that and energy. I mean, you watch Colorado games, that looks like a bunch of Lakers game back in the day, right? Mr.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Warren. Heck, Michael Irvin's traveling from Colorado games to Miami games during Saturday, so he's hitting all the stops. So I think it would be it'd be energy. The thing is. What I like about Deion as a coach, and I'll just say this out here. I know we're not going to be a college prospect. Personally, I like Deion. He's not an X and O guys. He delegates that to the guys that X and O. Pat Sherman was a great hire as an offensive coordinator. Took that NFL mindset, brought it to college, and it's working. So it's just one of those things that I like how he delegates. But when he does, he's a motivator. He brings energy. He gets people that love their team excitement. And sometimes hope is a very powerful thing when you have a franchise that's been down. Although the Saints have actually hadn't been down that much since the Drew Brees, but before the Drew Brees, in between the Drew Brees and the Bobby Hebert, before those 2 seasons, it was bad in New Orleans. So
Billy Joe Tolliver.
Hey, it was one of those things that if you had a name Billy Joe, you played for the Saints because they had Billy Joe Hobart as the quarterback, and his backup was Billy Joe Tolliver. So, that's all you need to know about the Saints before Drew Brees and Sean Payton got in town. So, but hey, I'm going to go back to back to the injuries because Drake London.
But before you do that, calculator, I would like to say something about when you're saying the possible Deion Sanders coach / Shedeur Sanders player ended up in New Orleans. That actually is something I never really thought about, but it actually can be kind of like it'll be typical Deion Sanders because if you think about it, he took the job at Jackson State, correct?
Yep.
And no one would have expected that to happen. He landed in a great spot. Jackson State is one of the best HBCU programs in the country. They have one of the biggest followings. Their games, they have fans that actually out attend a lot of PWI schools, if you will, that are at a similar league level. And so they have about 50,000 that come to games, 40,000. So they have that. And it was a great resource there of history. So landed a great spot. Now going to Colorado, landed in a great spot because there was nothing to lose at Colorado.
Yeah.
And he can run it how he wants to run it. Go to New Orleans. That's a place where they're only down because of the injuries.
Yes.
You bring in so now your record would be worse than what it normally would be. So you get a higher draft pick here. You bring in the combination, nothing to lose. Once again, another nothing to lose situation, everything to gain. So if it works out that way, I'll be happy for you. I do want your daughter to replace Geno Smith, so that would be option 1. But then option 2, New Orleans, I'll live with that.
Okay. So, but yeah, like I said,
what's up, Nard? I ain't gotta say what's up to Nard too.
Oh yeah, well, I love the Nard report. That's right. What's up,
Yes,
Nard?
sir.
So, but yeah. So back to the news and notes. Drake London suffered a hip. Hey, he got one of those touchdowns before he left, but hey, he was riding the bike. So I'm thinking that's the day to day. I'm thinking we should get more updates as the week goes along. Just see, his practice reports. Keon Coleman appeared a right hand or wrist injury late in the fourth quarter. No update, but I'm still trying to find on that. But hey, it's like a infirmary. They're being the Jacksonville Jaguars of the AFC East. Coleman nicked up. Amari Cooper nicked up. Hey, Josh Allen. And I'm going to throw this to you, man, LT. Josh Allen, throw Dalton Kincaid the dang ball. I mean, he's healthy. He's out there. Throw the man the ball. That's all I ask, folks. I got too much Dalton Kincaid shares out there to be not getting what the man is a magnet. And I think what they threw a touchdown to like the third string tight end during the game. I think it's what's going on, So, but yeah, very, very frustrating. Darius Slayton sustained a concussion. He got to try. It's his second one of the season. His first one came at the beginning of the season. 50-50 against the Panthers in Germany. I think personally they're just holding him out. Hey, you got to do all that travel. I think they have enough firepower in Wandale and neighbors. They'll be able to handle the Panthers in Germany next week. And then Eric All, the tight end for the Bengals, the rookie, torn ACL. So he should be out for the year. And it's the same knee that he tore his ACL last year. So word is he's out for the year. And that will actually affect people that we're going to talk about on the waiver wire, Mr. 411.
Oh my goodness. All right. Elsie, you got anything there on with the news and notes, any Q&As, any players that stand out to you?
No, let's get into the waiver wire stuff.
Oh, well, before the waiver wire, we got to turn it to Mr. 401 on studs and duds.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. Well,
LT with all those bye weeks, LT's ready for the waiver wire, Mr. 411.
Yeah. We're going to get there.
Let's get to the waiver wire. Let's get to the waiver wire.
Yeah, we're gonna get there, LT. Don't worry. We got time here. And Lacey Dawson probably wants to chime in too in a little while. Hopefully she'll join us too. But we're gonna jump into the studs and duds segment here, and let's see to get the graphics team out here. All right, let's start off, calculator and LT. Here's some studs, and I'm gonna do it by position, okay?
Okay.
And then you guys can fill in after I lay out all these players.
Yeah, I need to see all these people that weren't on my team. Yes, Jalen Hurts was not on my team. Joe Burrow was not. Well, I do have one share of Joe Burrow out there. But the thing, it's weird that Joe Burrow 5 touchdowns, none of them went to Jamar Chase. So that kind of seems like a little odd. Daniel Jones, look at that. 54 rushing yards. Hey, great floor guy when he can rush the ball. But, hey, and Lamar Jackson keeps doing what Lamar Jackson. Hey, I got to give Todd Monken. A lot of people, talking about Lamar Jackson. A lot of this is also a product of the Todd Monken offense. People, if remember, Todd Monken made Stetson Bennett relevant. Stetson Bennett, a walk-on quarterback to win a national championship. So, yes, Todd Monken is getting Lamar to the point where he's comfortable throwing the ball. Zay Flowers, just doing what he continued to do. Derrick Henry. And a lot of people, I'm telling you, Derrick Henry is taking a lot of the pressure off because look at that. Lamar Jackson only passed 19 times.
Yes.
Got 3 touchdowns. Everybody was keying on Derrick Henry. Why not? The guy's going for 2,000 yards for the year. And on pace for 26 touchdowns, I think is his current pace, which is amazing. I think everything's coming together for that Baltimore Ravens offense. However, Lamar, we talked about it in the preseason when we talked about the Baltimore. Show us something in the postseason. If you remember last year, if I'm not mistaken, weren't they number 1 seed last year? Mr. 411 won all these regular season games, beat all these good teams during the regular seasons. We need to see it in the playoffs.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. At least, not for me because I'm not a Lamar Jackson owner in the listener league. But if I was, at least get me all the way through week 16, the regular season, and do what you want after that. But yes, you're right, and I like the efficiency that you mentioned there because 16 for 19 280. I like the 16 for 19 with a Lamar
Mhm.
Jackson with the way that team is built. That's perfect. But Joe Burrow, man, monster, 5 touchdowns,
Five
man. Way to
touchdowns.
bounce back.
And
Yeah,
spread
that's
and
a
spread
great
and
way to bounce
spread
back.
spreaded it around. He spread it around. And Patrick Mahomes, welcome to the panel. We hadn't seen Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes on a
wow.
stud list for a while. But do you think that DeAndre Hopkins trade helped him out a little bit?
Oh man. Do I wish I would have picked him up? What about you, LT? I wish I would have scooped that guy up now.
Oh yeah, definitely Hopkins.
Yeah, yeah. Hey guys, here we go with the running backs, and you notice I love this segment because I see
Oh man,
two of them.
well you love that section because two of those guys are on your roster, Mister
Yeah,
411 and Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Goodness gracious, hey, Derrick Henry still doing what he's doing, and Saquon Barkley, hey, finally, he said finally he got one of those touchdowns. Of course, he said he took that he took it a big he took it for a long way. He's not going to give Jalen Hurts a chance to just rush it in. But hey, I want to talk a little bit about Devon Achane, folks.
yeah.
Devon
Please do.
Achane, when Tua is in there, that is when Devon. We've seen it. It's been proven. Tua
He's
equals
off.
Devon Achane success. 8 catches,
You know what he
58
is,
yards.
calculator? You
What
know what
is it?
he is?
What's that?
He's off the A chain.
Yeah, when Tua's in there, yes, yeah, I like that, Mister 411. And hey, Alvin Kamara, it was a product of no Kendre Miller, Jamal Lewis being, Jamal Williams being just a jag. So Alvin Kamara is and no Chris Olave, no Rashid Shaheed. It's basically Alvin Kamara and everybody else, and he proved, and he's still playing. So, and the Saints slipped him a couple mil under the table there to, kind of, help him out. Say, hey, thanks for, not bailing on us like a lot of these other guys. So yeah, Alvin Kamara is still doing. But hey, folks, Zach Moss, I didn't say it in my notes. I meant to say it, and I apologize. Zach Moss is out for the year, folks. A neck injury could be a career ender. Could be, they're looking at doing possibly a procedure that they did on Peyton Manning back when he left the Colts to go to Denver. Same type of procedure, Zach Moss. So he's out for the year. We're going to see if it affects him after that. So you can safely drop Zach Moss in all leagues. And all that means is Chase Brown just monster guy. He finally said, give me a full workload and see what it can do. And that's what he did. And he delivered through the air and on the ground.
Let's go back to the Devon Achane right quick.
Yes, yes.
In, I believe it was quarter number 3, Mostert had a fumble. When he had a fumble, after that, Devon Achane had 11 carries. I guess Mostert kind of put himself in the doghouse with the fumble, and then Achane pretty much took over after that.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I think another thing that hit Achane, if people watch that Buffalo game, it was a shootout in the second half. It was back and forth. So they've said, hey, for us to match Buffalo, they needed explosive players. And hey, you love Mustard, but when you have them in there, you can't do the fast-paced offense and get your guys. So yeah, and I think that because it looked like Mustard was going to do another one of his 2 touchdown games, but LT's right. As soon as he fumbled, McDaniel said we can't have no more of that against a good quality opponent.
Yeah, and A-Chain, man, he's basically a wide receiver, and here's our wide receiver list too.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna pass this to you, Mr. 4-1, with the top guy on the chat. What do you think of Jackson Smith-Njigba?
I wish I would have played him in another league that I had him in. I'll say that. But he definitely took advantage of the situation of Metcalf being out. Yeah. And we already was kind of thinking that he was going to be the next guy, the next Tyler Lockett, if you will. And he's really emerging. And I really feel good about this for the future of the Seattle Seahawks once we get that quarterback situation straightened out over the next year or two.
How long is Metcalf's injury?
Yeah, Mr. I hear now my ear to the ground, but Mr. 411 is the Seattle guy. I hear he's coming back after the bye week. That's what. Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing too. After the bye, kind of get through that, and then take advantage of that extra week there with the bye, and then come back.
Because Mr. 411, like you said, I heard that he could have come back last week, but since they had the bye week so close to this week, they were just going to play it safe so they can give him the extra 2 weeks. One of those play it safe type of deals.
Yeah. And you have to do that with a guy like Metcalf, because you have to do that with a guy like Metcalf because he is so physical and he's young. And a lot of things I've noticed in watching Seattle every week is that he prefers to try to run over and run through everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
He feels invincible right now. If you look at him, you can see why. But he's a young guy, and he's just not thinking about long term. And some you have to kind of reel him back when you need to. And I definitely applaud the Seahawks for doing that. It may cost us a couple of uh, W's, but hey, we're not winning the Super Bowl anyway. So go ahead and build for the long term. So yeah, I like this man, and I like Smith and Jigler. He's a real good receiver.
And folks, I want to point out Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson has been a stud pretty much ever since Devontae Adams came in. So he's loving this single coverage. But folks, he could have been triple coverage, and he still would have came down with what I think is the catch of the year so far, Mr. 411. That catch he made at the end zone where they called him out, and then they did it. I mean, it was Odell Beckham-esque. At the end of the end, however, he was getting his foot in bounds before the outside, you know what I'm saying? And got the shin down, did the shin down thing. Most amazing catch I ever seen. So, yeah, Garrett Wilson, I mean, he has just been eating. And as the Jets continue, they're going to, hey, and if you look at the Jets, quietly a nice little, schedule coming up for, I mean, when you're talking about Arizona, indoors, Indiana, before they hit a bye week, and then Seattle, and Seattle neutral, Miami neutral, but then Jacksonville in the fantasy playoffs, the Rams at home, Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo can be tossed on. So yeah, I very favorable schedule for the Jets coming up. So I think Garrett Wilson owners are going to have to be smiling. And we talked about it earlier. Zay Flowers, I think he kind of got mad at the Deontay Johnson trade. So he said, just throw me the ball and I'll keep catching and running for touchdowns. Won't give Deontay Johnson any chance to get on the field if he keeps doing stuff like that, Mr. 411. And DeAndre Hopkins, almost Juju Smith-Schuster-esque, just come out of nowhere, and did what he did because he sees what can happen with a person like Mahomes throwing him the ball. Hey, night and day when you had Will Levis throwing you the ball, but now you have Mahomes throwing you the ball. And DeAndre Hopkins, that one catch he got, should have had 3 touchdowns, but he fell down, right before the end zone, and they they wound up giving him the touchdown anyways. But DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, I think that's going to be a match made in heaven. And Kansas City, I think the one bad thing though, I'm going to say negative, Xavier Worthy. What happened to Xavier Worthy? They kept trying to do end arounds and everything, but if people watch the game, McCole Hardman was more effective on the end arounds than Xavier Worthy. So I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins, that's going to have that has to knock down Xavier Worthy a little bit down. Xavier Worthy is no longer a must start because you don't know if he's going to get 1 catch for 11 yards or 3 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. We know he's not going to get a lot of volume. So the only way Xavier Worthy is playable, you got to get the touchdown. Well, now DeAndre Hopkins and Kelsey, they're going to take all red zone targets. So the only way Xavier Worthy is going to get a touchdown is from way out. So just a boomer bust. Mr. 4-1, if you're on a bye week like LT, Xavier Worthy is a cut candidate.
Yes, he is droppable.
You need guys that's going to get you production. Oh, my goodness. Mike Gesicki, who would have thought? Hey, Mr. 411, going to get a quick quiz. Do you know the snap percentage of what Mike Gesicki played this past Sunday? Just your random guess.
Snap percentage? I'm going to say, I'm going to go random. I'm going to say 99%.
Mr. LT, do you have a guess?
100%. Yeah.
36%, folks. That's right.
That's all?
That's all. And look what he did with 36%. and what's crazy is their rookie tight end went out. So Mike Gesicki, they were running the kind of like these 3 wide receiver sets. That Ishavash guy, whatever his name, he was. But what Mike Gesicki really benefited from the T. Higgins absence, because if you saw the second Mike Gesicki touchdown, it was a great play. Okay, first of all, they're playing the Raiders. Burrow drops out the pass. Before the pass is there, 3 Raiders run to tackle Jamar Chase before the ball is even thrown. All 3 guys vacated an area where Mike Gesicki's all by himself. So Joe Burrow said, it was the craziest thing. They went to go and tackle Jamar Chase before the ball was even thrown. But yeah, that was where Gesicki definitely comes. So I do want to say Gesicki, he's going to make our waiver wire article, but I'm going to say 36%. That's I would play, but Gesicki is strictly a play if T. Higgins doesn't play. T. Higgins plays, I'm going with somebody else.
So, in fact, I want to be like Mike.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, Gesicki. Hey, that was a great show, Mr. 411.
So, yeah, that was definitely an outlier because I owned Gesicki earlier in the season, and he was average at best.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, just because he don't run a lot of routes, but due to the T. Higgins absent, Gesicki is definitely the benefit. Kelsey, great Monday night. Even without Taylor Swift, he was in there catching balls. The thing is, what's hurting him is no touchdowns. But hey, if you're getting 14 catches for 100 yards, you really don't need touchdowns, do you, Mr. 411?
No, so you don't.
Yeah. Cade Otton, another great game, another product of no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, no problem for Cade Otton because Baker Mayfield, he can have injuries all through his receiving core, but he's benefit of having a healthy, good offensive line. And what's that going to mean? That means he has time to throw. Josh Oliver, that's just the craziest thing because what happens is if you watch a Minnesota game, I've seen 2 of their games the past 2 weeks. Justin Jefferson gets him down there, and then Darnold throws it to another guy for a touchdown. Whether it's Josh Oliver, whether it's Naylor, whether it's Addison, it's not Justin Jefferson for some reason. So yeah, but it's the craziest thing. So Justin Jefferson owners are frustrated, but hey, Taysom Hill. Hey, when he's healthy, he's acting. Hey, no Rashid Shaheed, no Chris Olave. One of their favorite plays is put them at quarterback. If they're inside the 5-yard line, they're going to run Taysom Hill. And you know what? As you can see here, he's usually successful. So yeah, Taysom Hill, another good day. Hey, when he's playing, he's like, hey, I'm seriously thinking about going with a little Taysom Hill. If you're a Kincaid owner, if you're a Ferguson owner, there's a lot of other guys that it might take a chance on because right now Kincaid's not getting it done. Jake Ferguson's not getting it done, so it's just one of those things that, hey, take a flyer on some of these guys.
Yeah, Taysom Hill's kind of like the Swiss Army knife. He can be quarterback, he can also be running back, or he could be the wide receiver.
Yep.
That's right, LT. And, if he can ever just be a consistent player, fantasy-wise, man, he'll be a great player to have on your roster.
Yep.
All right, and then there was a couple of Vikings from that game the other night. You mentioned Jefferson.
Oh yeah.
And Oliver, and and the Colts defense. So that comes from Sunday night, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the Colts defense, when they had their what they call their speed package in there, with Rucker, they can create a lot of havoc. But the Vikings were still missing their left tackle. They did get Cam Robinson from the Jaguars. So it's going to take him a little while to be able to protect Darnold's blind side. But hey, Darnold still had a decent game. Kevin O'Connell knows how to coach up his guys. And Kevin and Sam Darnold, he knows how to throw touchdowns to people not named Justin Jefferson. Because and I'm going to give Darnold credit because I'm not going to lie. Justin Jefferson may have got him down there, but Justin Jefferson was being tripled coverage, bracketed in the end zone at all times.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. It's time to get into the waiver wire. Larry's favorite segment.
Yeah.
Waiver wire.
That's right. Hey, it's a big waiver wire. Larry said due to the bye weeks of Las Vegas, the bye weeks of Green Bay, the bye weeks of Seattle. There you go, folks. And and Jameis Winston cannot bail you out this week, folks. So a lot of Kenneth Walker III on a bye. All those Green Bay receivers on a bye. Jacoby Myers, hey, he's been decent lately ever since that Devontae Adams trade. He's on a bye. So there's guys that we're gonna have to fill that spot. And I'm gonna start at the quarterback position, and I'm gonna bring up Drake Mays. Name here. The guy, hey, top 10 fantasy quarterback his first 2 full games. Okay. And last week he was a quarterback too. 206 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Folks, he still had 96 rushing yards on 8 carries. So the guy knows how to, if people remember, behind Jaden Daniels last year, he was the second most rush yards in college football, behind only a historical Heisman Trophy season of Jaden Daniels. But hey, I'm going to go to the running backs. Folks, Ray Davis, 63-yard receiving touchdown against Miami. He showed that tackle dodging ability that he showcased in Kentucky last year. Hey, yeah, he only saw 6 touches, but guess what? That was only 9 fewer than James Cook's. Hey, not a usable fantasy piece when Cook's healthy, but hey, why is he being mentioned? We got to look at playoffs coming up. Playoffs, you want those handcuff running backs that get you in case of an injury. You do not want to be left with your pants down in the playoffs. So if you own James Cook, you need to have Ray Davis. Hey, I'm gonna talk about Trey Benson out there, folks. Hey, 9 touches, 55 yards and touchdown against the Bears. A good defense. Benson showed off his explosiveness and speed, and might get more work to keep Connor fresh, because James Conner's getting a lot of run, and Arizona's actually looking like a playoff team. They're going to want Connor healthy come playoff time. So the way to do that, hey, they drafted Benson, put some draft capital. The guy shows he's good when healthy. Why not give him some more run? And also, Connor owns the tag of very high-risk injuries, according to various models. What's that mean? Well, it's because he's getting knocked around a lot in with all the carries he's getting, and they hadn't had their bye week yet. So, that's a lot of carries. That's a lot of, and so, hey, here's something also to add. Fantasy playoff matchups. In the fantasy playoffs, Patriots, great matchup. Panthers, wonderful matchup. And the Rams, great matchup. Benson is a division matchup at that. Benson's worth the stash if you have the time. Not for you, LT, this week. Just for mere fact is you need guys that can play this week, all right? So I'm getting to you, Mr. Four. I'm getting to you, LT. All right. Quentin Johnson, great pickup. He led the Chargers with 118 yards and a score in his return from a 2-game absence. Bulk of that production came on blown coverage, but hey, 5 targets, still ranked second in team, a decent 18.5% of Justin Herbert attempts. That's always good. He's drawn a 19% target share when he's been healthy. Upcoming schedule: Tennessee, nice. Cincinnati, nice. Baltimore, really nice. Oh, and Atlanta. I mean, come on. You don't get better than some of that. So I'll let you say that. So yeah, hey, he's definitely a good stash. And he's a guy that you can play right away now that he's healthy. Xavier Legette, folks. He's back on the list. 4 balls, 33 yards, and a score in a Sunday win. 6 targets, led the team despite a brief departure for a hand injury. The improvement of the Panthers offense as a whole gives some value, some favorable value. And with Deontay Johnson gone, he's played 83% of Panther snaps, third highest of targets in the league. Oh, let's look at the Carolina playoff schedule. Cowboys, nice. Cardinals, no pass rush. Good. Nice. And then Buccaneers. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Yeah, so,
they know how to give us some points, bro.
That's right. And hey, I'll throw a deep ad in there, folks. What about a deep ad in the Minnesota Vikings running back room? Cam Akers, folks. Ty Chandler out of favor for some reason. Ty Chandler has averaged a minuscule 1.97% yards per carry. So Cam Akers has done better than that. So, hey, anytime Aaron Jones, folks, the man's had an injury history. There's no doubt about it. Cam Akers would get the lion's share. Oh, and he's very familiar with the Kevin O'Connell system being there. Another guy, if you're thinking about a deep stash, folks, Keaton Mitchell, folks. People remember that name? Baltimore Ravens, guy ripping off, looking like the new Chris Johnson until his injuries. Hey, he's back and healthy. He could be usable. Hey, Justice Hill experiment could be over now that Keaton Mitchell's in there. Just a guy to keep on there. And hey, why not DeMarcus and Robinson? Mr. 401. The man, all he does the past 2 games, he scored 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns. That's 4 touchdowns in 2 games. That's pretty good, folks. It was the second straight game with 2 touchdowns. It's not wise to overvalue him, though. But Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, both injury history. Puka Nacua got suspended with throwing a punch, little helmet. And at Mr. 401, don't get me started on why you want to punch a guy in the helmet with your hand. It don't make sense to me. But that's what it is. But hey, it's one of those things that Robinson is the third target on, but what I call a pass heavy offense. You could do worse than DeMarcus Robinson and Ray McCloud, folks. Hey, man, it's just 3 for 28 and a touchdown. 12.5% target share, despite London missing the game. But if London sends out week 10, McCloud gets into the starting lineup. More 3 wide receiver sets. He'll be here out the time. Not bad. If Drake London misses, McCloud is a great fill-in. And, folks, let's go to the tight end. I'll say it again with Mike Gesicki, right? Valuable of T. Higgins. I'm not spending a lot of money on him because even with the rookie tight end losing, going to be out for the season, when Higgins snap shares, target shares still down, Higgins seems unlikely to play because it is a Thursday night. So if he's out, you put Gesicki in there. But folks, nobody talks about Jonnu Smith. You might say, who does Jonnu Smith play for? He plays for the Miami Dolphins, folks. Valuable. Hey, 5 of 6 targets, 46 yards in Sunday's loss to the Bills. Not a huge game, but he's now tallied 6+ targets, 4+ catches in 4 straight games. Hey, that makes him a little bit rostering in tight end needy leads. And folks who play in the FFPC, tight end premium scoring, very valuable to fill up a flex spot with a person like that. And, oh, yeah, next to opponents, the Rams and the Raiders both sit bottom 8 in fantasy points allowed to tight ends.
Very good. LT, man, you heard all that information on the waiver wire. You got your work cut out for you. What's up, man?
I did, but let's add another one. Let's give me Jatavion Sanders.
Oh, the tight end for the Panthers.
Absolutely. He has had 3 catches, 5 catches, 6 catches, 4 catches. Last week he had 4 catches for 87 yards.
Yeah, and I believe I believe their starting tight end Tiny Tremble's out. He's currently hurt. So yeah. If Tremble's out, I mean he had I think Jatavion Sanders had 87 yards against the Saints. Anytime you get over 40 yards for a tight end, that's usable in tight end needy leagues. Very good, Mr. LT. I like that.
Yeah. That microphone is really working, man.
Yeah. So, hey, before we get to the mini draft, I do want to highlight some drop candidates for people. We talked about Zach Moss and his regular season. You can safely drop in. Yeah. Devin Singletary out carried 16-7. Now, Mr. 4-1, you're a Tyrone Tracy owner, right? You say if you are a Singletary owner, is it safe to drop Devin Singletary? Do you think?
Yes.
Okay. I agree with you 100%. And now, Mr. LT, I'm going to throw it to you. What do you think? Would you drop Ezekiel Elliott if he's taking up spot on your roster?
Absolutely.
Heck, he didn't even play due to listen. Man, how in the world is a third string running back getting disciplined from a team? Dude, you're not out there on the field long enough to get disciplined from the team. But yeah, so yeah. And hey, Rico Dowdle showed that he can handle it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mr. 401, Ty Chandler, third string running back for the Vikings. Is he droppable?
Droppable.
Yes.
Absolutely. God, he's played 0 offensive snaps this last week. Drop it like it's hot, folks. And okay, now here's the question. Jameis Winston.
Ooh.
So.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna pose that to LT. I'm sure you've had a ride on the Jameis Winston once or twice in your fantasy career. Do you?
I have, and he is definitely droppable. It all depends on who's on your waiver wire and who's out there.
That's right. Yeah. Because you could add
if there's a Bo Nix out there, I'm definitely picking him up.
Drake May. Drake May. Yeah. I mean, we've seen these running quarterbacks give you that high offensive floor, but yeah.
Right, because Lamar Jackson is not your running quarterback now. Now it's
Right.
Jaden McDaniels and Bo Nix and Drake May. They're the running quarterbacks.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Jalen Tolbert, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. Mr. 4-1, is he droppable on your team?
Ooh. Well, I don't think so. I think I'll probably hold.
Okay. So what if I told you that Brandon Cooks is eligible to be returned? Does that make any difference? And I just added that Jonathan Mingo was traded. And Dak Prescott is no longer throwing the ball. There's a lot of factors. At first, you hear Jalen Turner, it's like, oh man, that's not.
Yeah,
but when you start thinking about, you think about it, it's like, okay, Cooks is eligible to return. Dak Prescott's going to miss at least the next 4 weeks. Jonathan Mingo's new in town. In my team, I'm dropping him, but LT says hold fast. He wants to wait, hold, and see. And hey,
why would you hold? Why would you hold LT?
Why are you going to hold?
Yes, I would definitely hold Tolbert if I could. Yeah.
Okay. But see, there's got to be a reason though. What's your reason?
He has a decent floor. Every week he's going to give you at least 8 or 10 fantasy points. He may be the stud one week, but he's also going to give you at least a decent floor. And if you're looking for a flex and you've got to have let's say I only need 10 points this week,
okay,
then that's where I would go.
Okay. Fair enough. We're not going to criticize that.
And Dallas probably is going to have a lot of garbage time too. So
garbage time. That's how CD Lamb's been getting his points lately. He's just been catching all that stuff. All right. So one more drop candidate that we go to. Dontavian Wicks, wide receiver for the Packers.
Boy, I don't have him on my team, and I'm frustrated.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Wicks' yardage total since week 5. 20. That's when he got those touchdowns, right? And since that 20 points, 9. Then he had a 48-pointer. Remember that, folks? He came back to life, 48 points when Jaden Reed got nicked up and was out. But then 11 and 0 and a bye week this week. Yeah, Dontavian Wicks, 2 boomer busts for me. Got to drop him if he's fine to drop.
I was playing against Dontavian Wicks, and he only had 2 targets this week. And I believe he had a fumble because he had a -1 beside his name.
Golly.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was that time he got in there, had that 1 catch and a fumble. Yeah. And that was negative points. So, yeah.
I was playing against him.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely fine to drop. So.
All right.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. Anything else on waiver wire before we go into our mini draft?
What about you, Mr. 411 or LT? You got any more things you want to talk about?
No. Let's hang on.
Okay, we good.
Quentin Johnson, 50% owned in Yahoo and ESPN leagues. Xavier Legette, he is a beast of an athlete. I would definitely be looking at adding them too. I would more believe in adding Taysom Hill than Mike Gesicki. I picked up Matt Stafford last week just because I didn't want anybody else to pick him up. The
old block. The old block.
Fullback move there.
That's one of those savvy, pro moves that we got.
I can tell Larry's been playing fantasy football for over 20 years.
For a little bit.
With that kind of move.
Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah.
That's a real savvy move. That's like that wrestler that has the wrestler that has the brass knuckles in the trunks.
Oh yeah.
Larry already has the moves ready for you, so you got to be ready for all moves from LT.
All right. One more tip for November. It is coming up on Thanksgiving, so it is definitely cuffing and stuffing season. If you have a running back or a wide receiver that is number one or number two at their position, definitely go get their backup if
Yeah.
you can afford to have them.
Yeah, great. Yeah, great delivery on that, LT. And there was two things I just want to bring up before we leave out of this because just in your unique situation with so many bye weeks, um, McCaffrey, how comfortable do you feel about him? Because he's coming back from injury. So how
He is
comfortable do
coming
you
back.
feel about him playing or getting injured, going right back
Now,
on the field?
LT, are you starting McCaffrey this week? You're a McCaffrey owner.
I am if it depends on how practice goes. If practice goes well and they say he is starting, he is absolutely going in my lineup.
Okay.
Okay, so you feel comfortable about not
I
him
feel
getting
very
injured right
comfortable.
away?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna
And
tell y'all this too.
are you gonna put any underdog wagers on him for
That
for
all
anytime
depends on the
touchdown?
line. It depends
The
on
true,
the lines and the money.
Yeah.
yeah, because true story in the league I was in, I think Daniels had got injured, and I waited. I said, well, you know what? He could play. He ended up playing, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna pass because he may get injured right in the middle of that game, coming back, and then he ended up playing through the Hail Mary and all that stuff. So I
Yeah.
was just curious about that. That's all.
Hang on, I got a better story for you. I picked him up. Let's see, hold on. It was last week. I had Jaden McDaniels, and McDaniels didn't start until a 4 o'clock game. And I had a
Right.
quarterback that I had to start. And I believe, if I am correct, the quarterback I started just was absolutely garbage.
Was that
Wow.
And
Kyler Murray, Joe Flacco? I can
I
start
would have
naming.
definitely won. No, Anthony Richardson gave me 13.
Oh, okay.
Anthony Richardson gave me 13 when Jaden Daniels sitting on my bench with 25.
Wow. Yep, that'll happen. Oh man, you getting something delivered right before the mini draft, Mr. 411?
Oh yeah, man.
Domino's Pizza.
Yeah. Domino's has some kind of pizza out there called the viral pizza, and where it's like this sauce or whatever that you use. It's like a white sauce and then all this garlic, Philly cheese. I mean
Oh,
Philly, what is that? Philly steak in it and all
oh
that.
yeah.
Hey, it's worth trying. So I did give it a shot, and I think I may have one on the way. But what we're gonna do is take a quick break, and we're gonna come back on the other side and do the mini draft.
There
So
we go.
let's get our sponsor in real quick, and then we'll come back with the mini draft, people. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Is it time for massage? Of course. Come on out to the best of the best day spa in Miller, Georgia. Heavenly Spa Mobile is located at 2484 Ingleside Avenue, Building A, Suite 101A. You may go online to heavenlyspamobile.com to see my availability and schedule your future appointment online. Don't wait too late. You might miss out. Look forward to seeing you soon. Happy pampering.
Hey, Lacey in the house. Greetings and salutations,
Oh, no, that's
Lacey.
way too much. Hold on, I'm trying to get
Yeah, hey, nothing can keep Lacey away from the mini draft, Mr. 411.
Nothing.
Y'all
I
need to get
mean,
it together here. I need to know when we're doing when we're doing it, what time, and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is because it's so bad this week.
you gotta hit the like, subscribe, notification bell.
You know what I'm talking about, calculator.
I know what you're talking about.
Well,
But hey,
Yeah.
that's okay. That we talked enough about to buy some time to wait for you to, because we need you in there to make your picks. I need Lacey's picks because Lacey's been on a roll lately. Although I do want to say I did dethrone Lacey from the mini draft this past weekend. She Lamar and Saquon Barkley and Travis Kelce, did their thing. I barely 10-point thing, but hey, me and Lacey, that and LT, we got you in the third place, so you did pretty good for us. All we did was LT. I don't know if you listened to the show, but we just drafted your players. That's the guys that you like. We said we're going to put them on LT's team.
That's all I can expect. That's perfect.
So,
Oh man.
All right. Well, you all see, you guys know that the mini draft is basically like daily fantasy. And if you look at here, this was like, if you had all these players, you would have been pretty much been undefeated here. You
yeah.
probably wiped the map of everybody.
You're not
And
gonna
so,
get 37 points from one guy.
Yeah, nobody had Jackson Smith-Njigba, Mr. 411.
I tell you who had
Yeah.
him. Buddy them, the guy that was playing me.
Oh, I think Buddy Dim had him and Mike Gesicki.
wow.
Yes, he did.
Well,
He
and
was
this
the
is
most
this
points-
this
That's the most points that's been scored in our league at this all year.
Yeah.
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 That would have been your lottery ticket right there.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how you win
I got
tournaments.
131 points, and it didn't even come close. Not
Yep.
even a sniff at it. So
Yeah.
Oh
that's all
man.
right. All right, that's how it goes.
So, but this was the results of last week's mini draft, folks. LT was bringing third. 411, your Dak Prescott injury, and Njoku. I think Njoku got hit. Either he got injured or just suffered from the Jameis Winston experience as well. Just not well at all. But as you saw, me and Lacey, we were battling out left and right, and it did come down to Monday night, and Kelsey held his own. He was able to fend off the Cade Otton onslaught that continues.
Well, it was Jamar Chase that let me down, and all those points Joe Burrow scored. It's like
5 touchdowns. He had 5 touchdowns, and Jamar Chase only had 11 points. That's just
Go figure.
Sometimes it's just not in the cards, you know.
So as you can see, we got the wheel of names, and we're spinning.
Oh,
Yay.
Okay. I'm just gonna throw some darts this week.
My
My face is shaking.
I got you.
No. This is why I never get Saquon.
I tried to play. Hey, I was able to get. Well, luckily I did draft before you because I knew you were going to get Saquon.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
All right, and
Jackson Smith and Jigma, whatever his name is. You know.
Well, actually, they have the first pick.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Oh, Mr. 411, looks like you're going to be number 2.
This is a conspiracy against me. Y'all ain't fooling me.
I don't want that pick.
I'm not saying I kind of like the 3rd pick. That's the only time I've won twice this year, and both of them from the 3 spot. So and Lacey, you're always winning from the 3 spot.
Well, LT's in that 3 spot.
LT's in the LT. The 3 spot has been rolling, so you're gonna have to keep it up. And then, I know Mr. 4-1 says I'm contractually obligated to win to spin the wheel. That we know the result.
Oh my!
Lacey gets the 4th pick and the back-to-back.
That's right.
How long did I hold on to the sicky, waiting for him to do something? You know, it's crap.
So, well, no, Lacey talked about it. She already alluded to it. Philly playing Dallas. Dallas, one of the worst teams against the run. Philly has a ball hog, so to speak. So I got to go Saquon with my first pick.
Yeah, I can't fault you for that.
What about the leapfrog he had, man? That was awesome.
Oh man,
Backwards leapfrog. Looking like Kofi Kingston out there.
Oh, and Mr. 4-1, do you have the inside track on what is it with the standing on your head in the end zone celebration? It looked like the people going to break their neck.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I'm about to say, Drake London did it, and all of a sudden he's out with an injury. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So I say get another. Get it. Yeah, I thought Almond was going to hurt himself too. So yeah. So all right, Mr. 4-1. I got the bye weeks listed too, so don't be trying to
keep your hands.
Any of your Seattle guys.
The question you asked about the guy on his head and all that, just keep your head in the game, people. Keep your head in the
Yes.
game. All right, so here's the bye weeks. We got them up there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go running back as well. Let me just go with Derrick Henry.
Yeah. All right. LT.
2 running backs off the board.
Oh, yeah.
Okie dokie. How about go ahead and give me. Let's go ahead and take a quarterback. I'm gonna take a quarterback y'all don't normally pick.
What?
Uh-oh. It
I'm
ain't gonna be
gonna
Josh Allen?
I'm gonna take Jaden McDaniels.
Why? He's not taking Josh Allen?
What?
Hey.
Okay.
What?
Okay,
Hey.
it's my turn.
Yeah, you get back to back.
Back
Finally.
to back, Lacey.
Well, I'm scared to pick Jamar Chase now.
Oh.
Because Justin Jefferson's sitting there looking really good playing against Jackson.
Woo! Don't give it away, Miss Lacey.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Lacey.
Other people got to pick.
You need a running back, Lacey.
There's a lot out there to like, so I'm gonna do something I usually don't do, but I'm gonna stay with my home team. Come on, Garrett Wilson, let's do this.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh, picking that jet.
I can do that.
And by the way, and since Lacey drafted Wilson, that was a question I had earlier too. That when we was going over the studs and duds and Wilson name came up, Devontae Adams came to town, and it seemed like Wilson is just the guy now. Like, go figure that, people. Well, what's going on there with that?
They can't ignore him.
Yeah. Like I told Mr. 4-1, Garrett Wilson is eating up single coverage now. He don't have to go against bracket coverage anymore because they got to bracket Devontae. So, and hey, Garrett Wilson saying, "Hey, feed me." He'll do good.
Absolutely. All right,
and
nice pick there.
I will follow Mr. Wilson up with Jalen Hurts. Yes.
Dang! I didn't think she was going to do that already.
Yeah. I looked at Lamar, but I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts.
Oh, nice.
I hear you. All right, LT.
Go ahead and write me down for Justin Jefferson.
I was if that would have done, I would have done the Justin Jefferson Jalen Hurts combo. So,
ooh, boy, that was nice.
Jet. All right, Mr. 411.
All right, I got to go back to the lab now. Hold on, guys.
So full of it.
Dak Prescott is available, Mr. 411.
And will be.
And I won't pick him. I don't want no Cowboys. Not right now.
Yeah, not even CD.
Not even CD. Yeah. I got to
go ahead and get. I'm gonna go ahead and get Travis Kelce.
Okay.
I wanted Jefferson.
Okay.
Who's next?
It's my pick.
Oh, okay.
Calculate his back to
I
back.
get back to back. And hey, I believe. Well, first of all, I'm going Jamar Chase because he's going against Baltimore. I mean, just look away. I mean, he is Baltimore, so I can't pass that up. Tight end Kelsey's gone, so all the tight ends will pretty much be gone by the time I pick. So I like 2 quarterbacks. Even so, Mr. 4-1 he's going to get one, and I know who's going to get. So I'm going to get my second guy there. So tight end. Oh well, can't get Bowers this week because it's a bye week.
Nope.
Can't do Njoku because Cleveland's on the bye. And Mr. 4-1 took my top guy. Hey, if it ain't broke, no, I can't do it. No. Hey, I really like what Kelsey did to Tampa Bay this past week, so I'm going with Kittle as my tight end.
Yeah, I figured that.
I did consider Kittle. I did consider Kittle calculator. So yeah.
Yeah, he was my number one actually.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing.
All right, Mr. Well, yeah, Kelsey was my number one. Mr. 401 took him away from me. So
Wait a minute, calculate. Who all you have now on your team? Barkley, Chase, and Kittle.
Barkley, Jamar Chase, and Kittle.
Okay. So it's back to me.
Yeah. Oh, can you not see it on the screen?
You know, I'm deep in the studio, man. You might see me talking here, but that's my house.
I got you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you need a quarterback and a wide receiver.
All right. Give me Josh Allen.
Okay. That is not who I thought you were going to pick.
That's okay. I like him.
All right.
I mean,
well, yeah, that's why I said I was going to be perfectly fine to get him, especially since LT let him go to me. So, but I'm definitely happy with my last pick that's coming to me. LT, you need a running back and a tight end.
Go big or go home. I'm putting all the marbles on one player. I'm taking McCaffrey.
Okay.
Oh,
welcome to the 411 mini draft.
Wow.
McCaffrey.
Make sure you highlight that pick right there so we can come back to it next week because I would love to see how this pans out. All
right, Lacey, you need a running back and a tight end.
I'm still in shock. Wait a minute. What did I miss?
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, I'm going to do something that have never been done in my entire history of fantasy sports. I have never, ever taken two players from this team. I don't think I've ever taken one, really. Well, recently I took one. I'm going to go with Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
Oh, you drafted Falcons?
New Orleans up.
Think I'm getting sick.
Oh my goodness!
It may be a little sick to say it, but you know, I got.
Who are they playing this week? Who are they playing this week?
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, playing against your team, calculator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I in one of my leagues, I'm throwing Kirk Cousins and Bijan Robinson. I'm going with one of the rare quarterback running back stacks because if they're getting points, one of those guys is getting it. The only thing I'm going to hurt is if Algier sneaks one of those touchdown vultures in there. That's when it's going to really hurt right here.
I think you'll be okay.
I feel good. Yeah. All right, LT, you need a tight end.
I need a tight end. Well, let me go ahead and
Brock Bowers is not playing this week, LT.
No, he's not. He's not. Let me take Trey McBride.
Hey, good pick. He had a rushing touchdown this past week.
He did.
So all right, Mr. 4-1, you need a wide receiver to round out your team.
Okay, well, it seems like I'm morphing into Larry here, so I'm gonna take Amon-Ra St. Brown as my wide receiver.
Oh, you're both.
Yeah,
and hey, I can't believe he fell to me, but I'll take Lamar Jackson. I mean, the guy gets and talk about a comeback on. This is how you play tournaments, though, is when you play what they call comeback players. You play one guy on one team, and then you come back with a star from another team. So I'm definitely going to be highlighting in my daily leagues the Seattle-Baltimore matchup because if it's a shootout, like last week, was it not? That was a shootout. Lamar Jackson had almost 40 points that week. And then that was a Jamar Chase. I think he had almost 40 points that game because that's where he had the 2 touchdowns. Burrow had 5 of them, 2 to T. Higgins, 2 to Jamar. That was that Jamar Chase where he caught that 5-yard hook pattern, and then he used wide receivers to block, and then he outran everybody to the touchdown. It was one of the greatest 5-yard hook patterns for a touchdown you'd ever see. Just a recap. I have Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, George Kittle. If McCaffrey does come back, that could rethink the Kittle shares going forward. But 411, Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Amon St. Brown, and Travis Kelce. Hey, no scrubs there. LT, the surprise, number 1 pick for him, Jaden Daniels. Another surprise pick. Welcome back, McCaffrey. And then not Luke McCaffrey, folks.
Ed McCaffrey. Come on.
CMC.
Not Ed McCaffrey.
Not Ed, not Luke. The bomb McCaffrey. Justin Jefferson, and the Jet, as they call him, the no touchdown. I mean, the guy don't get touchdowns anymore. He gets them all the way down there, and they throw it to Oliver. They throw it to Naylor. Yes, I am a Justin Jefferson owner in multiple leagues, and I'm letting my frustrations out on the podcast. And then it out with Trey McBride, Lacey, Jalen Hurts, been on. Hey, he hasn't let you down, has he, Lacey? Got guaranteed 30 points in our type of scoring format. Bijan Robinson going against the Saints. Garrett Wilson, who's he playing this week, Lacey? I think you already said he's playing Arizona indoors. Yeah.
Wow.
No pass rush. Plenty of time for Garrett Wilson to get open. And Kyle Pitts, again, going against the Saints, who are basically bottom 30. Folks, I think, 33 team, 32 team. I don't even know how many teams are in the NFL anymore, Mr. 411. All
they're like 32 now.
32.
Is their 30th and against tight ends, against wide receivers, and against they're actually 32nd in rushing after that Carolina game.
Oh,
So yeah, it's injuries galore. Hey, that's why Dennis Allen no longer has a job there.
all right. And as you said, there might be Deion Sanders there.
Hey,
All right.
Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders, come to town. We will welcome you. We will open the French Quarter up, and we will welcome you with open arms.
And throw Travis Hunter in there too, then I guess.
Hey, well, they're not going to have that high draft pick to get both of them. Word on the street, I think Jacksonville is going to be in the market for Travis Hunter. From my sources, that's who they're targeting in the draft, since they don't need a quarterback.
Yeah. So Lacey, I need you to get some season tickets, so then I can borrow some of them. All right.
No problem.
Lacey.
Well, right now, I can get season tickets in Jacksonville probably pretty damn cheap.
Yeah.
They're not having
Right.
Yeah, 2 of their home games are in London, so it's not like they have a full season that they play. So
yeah, right now they probably can't give those things away.
But you know what? The owner of Jacksonville says, "Give me all the London home games you want," because there is in the contract for London. If you use a home game for London, they pay you as if it's a sellout of your home stadium. So you get a check as if you sell out your home stadium. Where did you sell it? And we know Jacksonville don't sell out a lot. So they say, hey, get the guaranteed set. Bird in the hand, he's saying. Bird in the hand.
Yeah, I would do it.
When it's Georgia, Florida.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, they're renovating that stadium, Lacey. Do they say where Jacksonville's going to play are they going to play? Yeah, where are they going to play if Jacksonville's being renovated?
They're trying to play anywhere but Georgia. That's what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Oh, maybe Indiana. I mean, maybe Orlando then.
No,
maybe Orlando.
Orlando.
I don't think Orlando has a football type stadium. Orlando has a soccer stadium.
I think it's one of those college.
What about that Citrus Bowl stadium where they play that Citrus Bowl?
Oh, that's right. They do play the Citrus Bowl there.
Yeah, maybe use that or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
that'll work for me.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's Gainesville or Tallahassee, one of them, somewhere like that.
Yeah, Florida State's in Tallahassee. They got a Florida State stadium. Gainesville, the Swamp. So
they probably want somewhere where there's at least we could kind of get everybody in there. Maybe that's why I was thinking Orlando, because that's a city where you can kind of fly right in there.
Oh yeah, there's tourists there already.
Not anywhere in Orlando, trust me.
Man.
Off the wall.
Yeah. Man, what an episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Wow. So man, this week is this season is flying by, people.
Double digit weeks. We're in 10.
Week 10.
It's
no
week
way.
10. Yes. We are in double digits. More than that.
In the fantasy season.
What's that?
How many weeks?
13.
It was 13 in the regular, right?
Well, it depends. In the fantasy season, a regular, not the listener league, you got 14. Week 14 is your last week, and then you have 15, 16, 17 as the fantasy playoffs in the majority of leagues. Mm-hmm. Because there's 18 weeks, and you are a sicko if you play with the Week 18 championship.
We're back
and Lacey, were you in that league I was in? Because, the league that me and Lacey play in up in Atlanta used to play that last week, and then we had to vote that down because we said the losing because you have Aaron Rodgers, but then he sent last week and you're pick. Although it actually worked out when you picked up Matt Moore and he threw 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, but you playing with guys who didn't play all season. You back to preseason again, week 18 for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So a lot of teams already packed the bags and everything.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. But yeah, so I mean, but it's flying, y'all. And but the beauty of it is, it's probably flying by because we enjoy it so much. And I definitely enjoy you all being on today. And by the way, Lacey, LT has a new microphone.
Yeah, so he was coming in crystal clear. I was like, whoa. I don't know what was going on. I like that. Using his fantasy football winnings.
Big check for Mr. 411.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't earned mine yet, I guess.
Them quarters I sent them paid off. Yeah. Yeah. He's the new Marv Albert now.
Oh, there we go.
They picked the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But hey. All right, y'all. So I guess we'll do this again next week.
Yep. Absolutely.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Oh, Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday, 6. Is 6:35 good with you next week, Lacey? Or is that still?
Yeah. I
okay.
had forgotten about it today because.
Well, it's a time change.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we stalled it for you because we definitely needed Lacey in the mini draft.
Yeah. We even we threw a commercial break in there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Absolutely.
All right. That was so much fun. So for Lacey Dawson, for LT, for the calculator, I'm Mr. 401. We thank everybody. Make sure you like, subscribe, notification bell, and share because sharing is caring.
Yes, sir.
There it is. All right. Everybody have a good one.
All right.
We out of here.
See ya.